evening. So glad you're here. This is the first of several events over the next 5 days. We really have packed it in here at the end of the semester. It's amazing to think we only have 2 weeks of classes left with a week of Thanksgiving in between. So this semester has flown by, and we're just excited now to be able to present some music to you once again this evening. And we thank you for joining us in this beautiful space. We're always so excited to be here in this place that has been gifted to us. We never, ever tire of being here to perform and to have you all to enjoy this music with us. So thank you very, very much for being here. There are several events that are, like I said, listed in your program. So I would like to especially highlight the Christmas season, as it's coming up also very soon. And we'd love to see you at one of those 3 Christmas festival events, either the night of worship or the choir and band concert, or then the big tradition at Tabor, of course, is a performance of the Messiah. And perhaps it wouldn't be too late even for some of you that have sung this beautiful music before to join us even yet for this performance of Messiah. Would love to have you. Well, let's begin. Let me pray. Father, thank you so much for this evening and for giving us this opportunity to play music, to enjoy music, because we know that this is truly one of the great gifts that you have given us. So we thank you for it, and we ask now that your hand of blessing would be on us and on each one that hears this music. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for being here and joining us tonight. My name is Chris Teichler. I'm the Director of Instrumental Music here at Tabor. And this is, oh, wow, thank you. This is year 6 already. Wow, crazy. So we wanted to start the concert off with a fun and joyous fanfare. That was Fanfare Esprit by Carol Britton Chambers. Here's what she had to say about that piece. The general meaning of esprit is liveliness, vivaciousness, or sprightliness. People with esprit are described as full of life, joy, and vigor. When used within the phrase esprit de corps, it is describing those feelings of pride and loyalty shared by members of a group, which of course describes musical ensembles perfectly. The next piece we'd like to play for you is very different, but before I get to telling you about that, I do need to, one of our players was inadvertently left off the program, and I'm so sorry, Faith Nelson, that I did not catch that error. That is 100% on my fault, on me. So Faith Nelson is also in the band, a trombone player. So. If it makes you feel better, that's the first time since my first year, I think, since I forgot someone. So that's progress. Okay, so our next piece, Melodious Thunk. This was written not too long ago by a young composer, David Biedenbender. Melodious Thunk is inspired by the famous jazz pianist Thelonious Monk. Monk's wife, Nellie Smith, nicknamed him Melodious Thunk because of his clunky, awkward, and yet brilliant piano playing and his somewhat scatterbrained and disoriented nature. The composer says that he really liked the idea of playing around with Monk's name. First, because I personally really enjoy goofing around with spoonerisms, which are silly, ridiculous mix and match letter games, which often happen by accident. For example, a slip of the tongue can become tip of the slung. And second, because this nickname actually provided great musical inspiration. Melodious, well, that's fairly obvious. And thunk, which is a great onomatopoeia, became the starting points for the piece. Big fat thunks are interspersed with pointy, clunky, bluesy blips, which are then transformed into a long, smooth, laid-back melody accompanied by a funky bass line. He hopes you'll hear some similarities between this piece and Monk's iconic musical style and quirky attitude. This is Melodious Thunk. Going to shift gears again now and play excerpts from the John Williams soundtrack to the film Lincoln, which came out about 12 years ago, I believe. I wanted to read some thoughts from a review of the soundtrack from filmtracks.com. Lincoln is a score that once again proves no composer can pierce to the emotional heart of a movie with as much tact and grace as John Williams. His music is never just noise for the sake of it. It is never dominated by ego or aimless padding. Instead, he always serves the emotional needs of the movie through good old-fashioned orchestral magic, and it's always a treat to behold. Although the music, for the most part, is fairly quiet, the building blocks are more easily identifiable than they have been in many of Williams' scores of late, making it a pleasurable and well-constructed listening experience. This medley contains 3 sections that are found in the film score. The first one is called The People's House, then The American Process, and finally, With Malice Toward None. With Malice Toward None is a phrase from the closing paragraph of Lincoln's second inaugural address from 1865. Here's the entire paragraph. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. Hopefully we have budget money for a new mic stand. This next piece is one of the old standard classic war horses of symphonic band repertoire by composer Clifton Williams. This is his Symphonic Suite, which was written back in the 1950s and won the 1957 Ostwald Award from the American Bandmasters Association, which is a composition prize, new music for band prize that is running to this day. The suite consists of 5 movements related through the use of a principal theme. In each movement, a new theme is also introduced, and in the last movement, several themes are developed simultaneously. The suite begins with an intrada, which suggests a solemn processional in fanfare style. The following movement, chorale, is based on a melody in the first cornet, or trumpet, which has more than a hint of blue in it. March, the third movement, is marked allegro vivo and is based on a short fanfare-like motif heard at the beginning. After many repetitions, it works up to a fine climax for full band at the end. The fourth movement, the antique dance, features a modal melody in the flute with percussion accompaniment. In Jubilee, the climactic movement of the suite is marked allegro con brio, which means really fast with lots of energy. It is written in sonorous triadic harmony throughout. That means chords, like doom, doom, doom. There's your theory lesson. Free theory lesson coming to the band concert. With a few contrasting sections, the movement, this final movement, is based primarily on a chordal rhythmic motif. So this is a fun piece by Clifton Williams, Symphonic Suite. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Oh, I'll catch my breath for a second. We have one more piece to play for you, but a couple things before we get to that. One, tomorrow night is the senior recital of London Eichelberger. She's 7 o'clock here. I don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. And then Tuesday night, we have Jazz in the Black Box, just right over there, 7 o'clock. There will be coffee, cookies, fresh fruit this time. Yeah, I'm getting classier. Yeah. And that is free as well, so we'd love to see you there. And then the week of December 3rd, 2nd, whatever the first week in December is, we have exciting week of stuff happening. Our CCM groups will have a night of Christmas carols, and then band and choir, Friday the 6th, will do a Christmas concert. And then the 8th will be the annual Messiah, led by Dr. Zilke. And it's going to be great. They're doing more. I say we like I have anything to do with it. They're doing additional choruses of it and really fleshing out the whole story of Christ more through that. And it's going to be fantastic. You don't want to miss that. Okay, last business before this last piece here. I made a wager, a Mennonite acceptable wager, with our senior trumpet player, Kakoa, about this past baseball season. Neither one of us are Royals fans. He's a Cardinals fan. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. And he said, hey, what do you think if we made this little, friendly wager that whichever team had the worst record, that person had to wear the jersey of the other team for one piece on the band concert, fall band concert. And I thought, oh, sure, the Cubs were better last year, Cardinals. So the Cubs finished at 83 and 79. The Cardinals finished at 83 and 79. But head to head, the Cardinals won 7-6. So I lost the wager. Therefore, I'm a man of my word. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'll button it too. So, let it never be said that Chris Teichler is not a man of his word. There's a fun photo of me wearing this in the music hallway. Thanks to Jim Paulus. If you want to check that out. So, there, I'm honoring it. There we go. Can't believe it. Just stupid Cardinals. Okay. For our last piece this evening, John Philip Sousa. There aren't many more American composers like John Philip Sousa. This is one of his most famous marches, Semper Fidelis. It is unfortunate, here's some good program notes I found. It is unfortunate that President Chester A. Arthur, the man responsible for this march, did not live to hear it. In a conversation with Sousa, then leader of the U.S. Marine Band, he expressed his displeasure at the official use of the song Hail to the Chief. When Sousa stated that it was actually an old Scottish boating song, the president suggested that he compose more appropriate music. Sousa responded with two pieces. The more famous is Semper Fi, Semper Fidelis. It was 2 years after Arthur's death that he actually was able to compose it. The march takes its title from the motto of the U.S. Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. The trio of this march is an extension of an earlier Sousa composition, With Steady Step, one of the 8 brief trumpet and drum pieces he wrote for the 1886 collection, The Trumpet and Drum. It is dedicated to those who inspired it, the officers and men of the U.S. Marine Corps. In Sousa's own words, I wrote Semper Fidelis one night while in tears after my comrades of the Marine Corps had sung their famous hymn at Quantico. Semper Fidelis has subsequently gained a recognition as the official march of the United States Marine Corps. Sousa regarded it as his best march. So we will close our concert this evening with Sousa's Semper Fidelis. Thank you again for being here tonight. We greatly appreciate your support.